Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of Exploring the North today. Today we're at Wycoller Country Park. Now this is a local favourite for me and my family. We come down here often to walk the dog. It's just a nice 10-minute stroll down into the village. As we can see, it's beautiful surroundings. There's Pendle Hill over in the distance over there. So the car park, there's a car park located here. Now it only actually costs £1. But that is actually, if you see the parking machine over there, it depends if that's actually working, and most of the time it isn't. And it's the same today. So usually it costs £1 no matter how long you stay. I'll show you the sign so you can pause the video and have a look if you want to have a look at the sign. Just to let you know how it all works. You can use your card usually. It's not just cash, it used to be just cash, but you can now use your card. So like I say, down to the village, it's a 10-minute walk down to the village from here. So let's go and I'll show you the path. So yeah, you just turn left at the top of the car park, down onto the path. As we can see, it's quite nicely tarmacked. It's a nice path all the way down, but you can actually choose to walk on the road because you can't drive down, well you can drive down into the village, but you can't park actually in the village itself, which is why you have to park at this car park and walk down. There are residents down there and they can drive down there, so they do use this road that you can see here. But you can walk on the road, it's just quite tight as you can see. I'll show you now. Yeah, it's just quite tight, so you might have to tuck in if you wanted an even better path than the one we're going to walk on now. Because while most of it is pretty good tarmac, there are bits as you walk down where it does get a little bit muddy, a little bit more gravelly. But again, I'll try to show you that as we go. I mean, I say it gets a little bit worse, but the path is pretty good all the way down, as you can see. But looking around, you know, there's absolutely beautiful views all the way around both sides of this path. It's a lovely place to come and visit. Let's keep going down the path now and look at some more features. One thing you quite often notice, actually, I just wanted to say when you're walking down here, is the wildlife really isn't frightened of anybody. You know, you get some lovely robins coming up and they just stay perched where they are. Really nice to come and see. Lots of lovely wildlife around here as well. Coming down into Wycoller village then, you don't actually have any choice but to join the road, so you have to go on the road at that point to enter into the village. But yeah, as we come down here, actually there's a walk you can do from a park called Ballgrove Park in Colne, or Colne, however you like to pronounce it, where it actually brings you out here. The stream that runs through the village, by the way, as you can just see a little bit of there, we'll see more of it in a minute, it's called Wycoller Beck. And the name Wycoller actually comes from the fact that it's on the water, the village is on the water. So that's where the name comes from. But you can walk down this path here and it'll take you all the way through, if you follow it, to Ballgrove Park. So if you fancied a bit of a longer walk, you could park up at Ballgrove Park and walk through to Wycoller from there. Again, what a lovely little stream we've got here. Wycoller Beck. As we said, then you can gain access to the stream running through. This is my family down here, so don't mind filming them. Like I say, the little dog can have a play as well. Lovely place to bring your dog. So the first bridge we come to in Wycoller is called Packhorse Bridge, or it's also known as Sally's Bridge. I think that's the older name for it. It's commonly thought to be built prior to 1550 actually. It's very stable, doesn't look very stable, but it is, so don't worry about that, you can go across there no problem. So let's make our way over Packhorse Bridge then, or Sally's Brig, as it's otherwise called. Beautiful little village. So here we get our first view of Wycoller Hall. Now Charlotte Brontë used to come down here and walk through this part of the village, and this is supposed to be the inspiration for Ferndean Manor in Jane Eyre, the book Jane Eyre. So there's lots of history here, and as we said, there's further walks you could do. So if we walk up these steps here, you can actually walk up to the Atom, the Panopticon, right at the top of Wycoller. So we'll just get a little bit of a view of the manor, or Wycoller Hall, calling it a manor because of Ferndean. One of my favourite bits is just inside here. I often wonder just how many conversations have been had there. Sat around, I'm guessing there would have been a fire there or something. So over in the distance there we can see, I'll just switch the view, we can see the visitor centre. Now it's not open right now, but when it is open, it's free and there's a lot to learn about the history of Wycoller in that visitor centre as well. So here's a front view of Wycoller Hall. And I just thought you might like to see the little information board. In case you want to stop the video and have a little read of that, you can probably zoom in. But let's have a little look around. And if you want to, you can pause the video and have a little read. And there's that bit about Ferndean Manor and Charlotte Brontë. So the second bridge we come to then along the Wycoller path is Clam Bridge. Now this is Druid's Bridge, Clam Bridge, Weaver Bridge. It's got lots of different names. It's got 3 gritstone slabs on top. Very interesting structure. So let's move on to the third one. So walking down the Pennine Bridleway then, we go past the visitor centre. Just follow the stream along. As I say, it's called the Pennine Bridleway. We have some public toilets there. They're usually open. Just past the visitor centre and beyond the public toilets, there's a nice open wide area where you can have a picnic. Lots of picnic benches, look. As we come towards the back end of Wycoller village, we can see the path does go a little bit more muddy. It's getting towards, especially if the weather's been bad, it's getting towards more having your walking boots on. But there is quite a big walk up the top of Bulsworth Hill from this side. So if you are into your walking, you can walk all the way up to the top of Bulsworth, circle back through Trawden. But if, you can go on the other side of the bridge. There's a nice little garden area through here, like a wild garden with some, well, it's just a nice walk down there really. Little wicker tunnel that you can go through. And then the path is a little bit better on this side as well, so you can still continue to walk, but if you're going to stay on the left hand side of the river, then it gets a little bit more boggy. I don't think there's anything particularly historic about this bridge. Maybe if you know, let us know in the comments. But it's not one of the ones we've got on our list for today. But I think there are 7. Are there 7? I think there are 7 bridges that cross it in total. But we're looking now for one called Clam Bridge. So I have just nearly slipped. I'm in trainers today. I nearly fell over. So do be careful if you want to come this far. Have your walking boots on. But just to give you an idea of the peace and tranquility you get on this little walk, I'll just let you listen. So let's find Clam Bridge. Okay, so after about another 5 to 10 minute walk, we finally come to Clam Bridge. Now, this is one of the most interesting bridges for me because it's one stone slab. It's one grit. Is it gritstone? Yeah. One gritstone slab, 3.6 metres long, and it doesn't look like it should hold anything really, does it? Or it doesn't look very secure, but it actually is extremely secure. I think there's some iron running through it here, bolting it all together. If we have a look. But what an interesting looking bridge, just one straight stone slab. I'll walk across it just to prove it is stable and strong. And as we can see, again, we get to public footpaths where you can go for a walk from here. But yeah, lovely. That's one of the most interesting bridges for me. Apparently as well, there used to be a wooden rail going along, a safety rail. You can still see the holes for it there, but that's not there anymore, so you have to have good balance. And to be honest, this is usually the point where my family and I turn back, unless we're wanting to go on a big walk, because once you go beyond that point, you're going into, it is lovely out there. You can carry on this path and it really is quite epic views, really nice hills around you, and up onto Bulsworth Hill. But that is for the avid walker, for someone who really wants to have a good walk. But you can carry on a bit further and come back if you still fancy exploring a bit more. But it does get quite vast out there. So we're on the other side of Clam Bridge now, and we just thought we'd show you. You don't have to turn back and go on the path you've been from. You can cross to the other side of the river again. Through the gate, and then you have a nice smooth path again to walk down. Little gravelly path, looking out over the beautiful Wycoller countryside. I hope you've enjoyed our little trip out to Wycoller today. Hope it's made you want to come and visit the place, have a little stroll around with your family, and do visit, come back onto the channel for future videos. Thanks for watching Exploring the North.